Alright, so I want to talk about Guardian's Blessing a little bit here. So recently I tried out going Guardian's Blessing in solo. So let's look at what the item actually does. It's a support-based item, right? And the idea behind the item is, let me just put it in the build real quick. The idea behind the item is you build it on supports because you share everything as a support. So you get behind in gold and XP. You get behind in gold and XP pretty much no matter what. And this item is just to help you a little bit with that, right? Help you get back in line because you actually gain gold per minion that is assisted because you're not last standing minions as a support. And not only that, it'll get to a point where once you evolve the item, once you finish the quest, which is basically just get an assist on a minion 50 times, so let 50 minions die near you, it evolves and you get 4 gold per 5 seconds. So this is increasing your overall gold per minute by a whole lot. Specifically, I'm going to do the math real quick. Sorry, I don't know the math on this. So it's every 4 gold per 5 seconds. So 60 seconds. That's 12, and you times that by 4. So every minute you're getting an extra 48 gold. Which is actually pretty impactful, right? I mean, you know, most games will last like 30 minutes, so if you times that by 30, you're getting an extra 1,500 gold by the 30-minute mark. Not only that, that's just from the passive. The extra gold you're getting from the minions that you're not last hitting is going to contribute to that too. So by the end of it, you'll probably have an extra total of 2,000 extra gold that you would not have gotten had you gone Warrior's Blessing. So that's kind of why I've been messing with it lately, because there's a lot of gods, not really Athena, but there's a lot of gods that you could play in solo that have really bad clear, but have really good team fight that you would want to, you know, maybe pick for. For example, like Ares, something I did the other day when I was playing against a tier. So I went Guardian's Blessing against him because Ares clear is really, really bad. So he's not going to be lasting minions early. He's going to have to tank minions a whole lot and let them hit the tower in some situations just because his clear is so bad. So because of that, I'm going to be getting all these minions stacked up pretty easily, which means I'm going to stack the Guardian's Blessing and evolve it in probably the first 10 minutes. And that means not only because I have bad clear that I'm going to get behind in gold, but because like the minions are going to hit the tower and I'm going to lose gold to tower and stuff like that. This item's going to help me like stay in line with them, right? And like I said, since I have really bad clear and the minions are going to be hitting tower, and I'm losing all that gold, I need something to maybe help, like make me stay in line, because if I get too far behind in gold when I go Warrior's Blessing, I'm just going to be irrelevant. So that's why I kind of been going it lately. It works really well on gods like Ares, Bacchus. Now, I'm not saying all these gods are really viable in solo. It's just something if you want to try it, it'll help you out a little bit. Ares, Bacchus, Fafnir. I think it's actually really good on Fafnir. Ganesh, I think it's really good on. I haven't really tried it on Geb. You could probably try it on Geb, and it would be okay. But the thing is, you have actually pretty good wave clear on Geb, especially when you like roll out the entire wave and shockwave the entire wave. I haven't tried on Khepri. I don't think Khepri is even worth playing. Sobek is something I did it in the SPL on Sobek. I think it's really, really good on Sobek because once again your clear is really bad, and as Sobek, when you go Guardian's Blessing, or even when you go Warrior's Blessing, you're sitting towards your tower line and grabbing your pluck early on and zoning them out of the wave. You're actually not lasting the minions really. You're just keeping the minions towards your tower line. That way you can kind of, you know, trade with the enemy solo and make sure that you know, if they push up and try and out pressure you, you can always just pluck them into tower. So it's like this little standoff, and because of that you're not hitting any minions, so you're going to stack this up really easily. So it just kind of goes hand in hand, because not only do you want it on a god that has bad clear because you're not going to be lasting the minions. If you have bad clear, you're going to be taking more minion damage, and you're also not going to be last hitting them, so you're going to get that passive stacks really fast. So I've been liking it on these gods. You could probably even go it on Terra. Would not suggest it on Ymir. The thing about Terra is you get pretty good wave clear starting at level 3 when you can dash through your monolith and also dash through your walls. So I probably wouldn't go it on Terra, and Ymir also has really good wave clear early on. Xing 10 you could probably go it on. His clear isn't amazing, and a lot of times even with these gods, like Ares clear will become okay, Xing 10's clear will become okay, Sobek's clear will become okay once you get your first 2 items, your full CDR, breastplate, and cooldown boots. But the thing is, with all of these characters, you will have not lasted in any of the minions in the lane, which means by the time you get these items, your Guardian's Blessing will be fully stacked, and you'll be shooting up in GPM on a character that really shouldn't have the GPM like that. So that's kind of why I've been going it. Because if you think about it, as a support, this item just helps you keep in line, right? Since you're going to be getting behind, since you're sharing everything. But as a solo laner, you're soloing everything for the most part, and you're even getting kills, and you're staying out for long periods of time. You're getting some of the most XP and gold on the map. So if you go this item and you keep in line with your solo laner, you're going to get ahead of them just because of the passive on the item, right? So that's kind of why I've been messing around with it, and I've been kind of liking it. And also another important thing that we should probably talk about a little bit is that this god, or this this item actually starts out with protections on it, right? So with Warrior's Blessing, you have to build, or not build it, you have to stack the item to get the protections from it, which is getting nerfed next patch, but that's irrelevant. The point is, you start out with the protections on Guardian's Blessing. So if you go this item in like a tier 1 breastplate, so let's throw that in here because that's what you would usually start out as. You go a Health Chalice, and then you go Teleport. Just throw that in there. You're getting 25 physical protections, which means you can tank literally every single minion wave and not take any damage from it. You're getting the sustain because you're not last hitting the minions. You're sitting at your tower line and trying to make sure the minions don't hit the tower. But they can hit the tower, remember, because you'll still get gold from it, and it's still letting you stack your passive on this. So I just really like the start right now, at least on these low clear gods. And like I said before, even though Warrior's Blessing is really good in lane for minions because it lowers their incoming damage by 3 each shot or each hit, the protections you get from this to start are still going to be pretty useful in a similar way. And also this gives you MP5. The sustain you get from this, as far as the 7 HP and mana, and the extra mana you get back from the MP5, is good. I don't think it's as good as Warrior's Blessing, because if you hit it every 10 seconds, 40 health, 40 mana is just going to be a little bit more than this, because minions spawn every 30 seconds, right? So you have a potential to get 120 health and 120 mana back in that 30-second time span, whereas you would only get 7 HP and mana times 6 minions, right? So it's not even close. But that's not the point. The objective of this item and what I've been trying to do with it lately is to just stack it sooner rather than later and get the evolved passive, which gives you more GPM. So yeah, that's what I've been doing. There's some warriors you could possibly go it on. I think you could maybe go it on Guan, especially if you're in a matchup where your clear is going to get interrupted a lot. What you can do is you can max your heal, go the same build. You could either max your heal, maybe mess around with doing that. Go Guardian's Blessing. Oh, what the heck. Go tier 1 breastplate, because obviously you're going to build into breastplate as Guan, and go Chalice, and then go Teleport. And if you're in a matchup where you're going to get out cleared every time, they can interrupt your clear, then this is perfect for that. Not only that, your clear isn't the greatest early on, so you can just kind of freeze the wave and use your tankiness and use your healing to kind of stalemate the lane and to stack up your Guardian's Blessing, so you can get to those core items that you need on Guan, the mana items, the CDR items, and get to that team fighting stage mid game where Guan is really good. So yeah, if you're in a matchup where you're going to be interrupted a lot, you're going to be losing gold, so I suggest probably going this start. Looking at the other warriors, you could possibly go down Amma, because her clear is decent, but the problem is she gets out traded a lot in a lot of matchups. Not only that, but her early game isn't very good, at least in the 1v1. So sometimes you're going to be sitting on your tower, especially into gods like a Colin, Achilles, stuff like that. So because you're going to be sitting on your tower and those minions are going to be going in our tower, maybe you play it a little bit differently and you go a similar build with Guardian's Blessing. The issue with going it on Amma is that you start full clearing it around like level 3, level 4 if you dash through the wave. So I would only suggest doing this in a matchup that's pretty unfavorable and the minions are going to go under tower and you want the extra gold in to stack your passive. So those are probably the only 2 characters I would do it on. Possibly Nike, but then again, she has cleave autos. She has a decent wave clear with her 1 unless it can be interrupted. So maybe if they can interrupt your 1, you could go Guardian's Blessing and try that out. However, you still have the cleave auto, so it's not as favorable on her. And yeah, that's pretty much it. I haven't tried it on any mages or anything like that, any hunters in solo lane. I don't think it's probably not worth it. If you're playing a mage in solo, it's got to be a god that can clear well at least, and also at least can trade, so you probably don't want to go it. So it's just these guardians and a few warriors that you could probably go it on. Probably none of these as well, since assassins usually have good clear as well. So yeah, that's pretty much it. It's just something I've been trying out lately. I kind of like it. It's pretty fun to play around. It requires you to change your playstyle a little bit. On some gods, on something like Sobek, it requires you to change nothing. Like you're going to play the exact same as you would with Warrior's Blessing. So just mess around with it, get a feel for it, try it out. I do think it allows you to get to your mid game a lot faster on these guardians that you want to get to mid game faster on, especially these guardians where you need full CDR, because, you know, their laning is really bad. But imagine being a Fafnir who has, let's say you went this build, let me go through it real quick. Imagine being a Fafnir who can build full CDR early on. 1 second. So you go teleport. So you get your full CDR online, cooldown boots, breastplate. You can't do this in the support role, by the way. You need aura items. And then, you know, whatever you want from here, you go Void Stone into, like, Soul Reaver. So this isn't the most realistic build, but say you're able to do this, and you are able to do it because you get the extra gold from Guardian's Blessing. Not only that, but it's really good on Fafnir because his passive allows him to get extra gold as well. But say you do this, you're able to get to the mid game a lot faster without being too far behind, because in most of these matchups where these gods are really bad at clearing, you should be getting behind in gold because you're losing so much gold to tower, but this kind of helps with that. So then you get to mid game with this build, and your full CDR Fafnir, who is basically the same level as their solo laner, and ahead of the rest of the enemies, you know, ahead of the rest of your team as well. And you're coming in and just destroying because you're Fafnir, who is ahead of everybody and also has full CDR. So that's pretty much it. Just play this, try this out on low clear gods, like I said. Whatever you want to do. I showed you some of the gods that I like to do it on. I haven't tried it on everybody, so there's still probably some that you could probably mess around with it on. But yeah, that's it. I just want to show you guys something I've been doing lately. Maybe down the road I'll make another video on it, see if I perfected it, whether it's like changed, whether I think it's worse now, or whether it's just bad in general, because I've only been doing it for a few weeks now. So yeah, that's pretty much it. I hope you guys enjoyed the video. Leave a like, anything like that. Leave a comment if you have any questions about the strategy. I guess it's a strategy. And I'll catch you guys next time, so peace out.